everybody. Welcome back to episode 2 of Reading Iconic series for the first time. If you haven't seen it already, it should be up by now. I have read the Shadow and Bone trilogy for the first time ever. If you're wondering what my thoughts are or my ratings, or if you have already read it and you don't mind a conversation about it, if you're curious, go on ahead and watch that. This is episode 2, and today I am going to start 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So I felt like we should just kind of keep going into Leigh Bardugo's discography, I guess, because since I just read Shadow and Bone, I felt like it's only right to just keep going with 6 of Crows. And I've heard so much love for these books. The love that I've heard for these books has been so overwhelming, and I feel like, you know, I can't lose any more time not reading them. And so I just felt like we should just get right into it. I'm gonna start the book and we'll see where we go. The first episode that I did of this with Shadow and Bone trilogy, I listened to the whole trilogy because there were complications and it was kind of easier for me to get things done while listening to it, but that also led me to not get any footage of me reading it, and that led me to not get any footage of my reactions or my thoughts while we're reading it in a way. So I do want to try to stay away from audiobook for this. I am listening to a different book and I'm going to start another book in between all of this, so we'll see just how far I get. Nonetheless, I'm going to be reading 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm really excited, so let's just get into it. Only if you paid for it. Anyway, it's actually really nice outside, so I think I'm going to go sit outside to start the book. You guys, stop, it's raining. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. I mean, literally it's like sprinkling the tiniest bit ever right now, but it's still rain. It's still rain. Please don't mind that I'm gonna be squinting like this the entire time, but it's really bright outside. Guys, it's raining. It's raining. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. My eyes are burning right now. I feel like this is going to be kind of a core memory for me reading 6 of Crows, like when it's just starting to rain outside and the weather is beautiful, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Hey guys, so it is a couple of days later and I finally have time to just sit today. I kind of have an open-ended day today, so I'm not like too busy. I have been reading 6 of Crows on the Kindle app on my phone. What the heck? Why is 6 of Crows that? That's so strange. Also, side note, Fearful came out by Lauren Roberts, and I don't know if I want to read it, guys. I don't know. I feel like now we're kind of milking it, and I feel like we don't really need that much of a, like, we don't need that much more from this series. Yeah, if it was on Kindle Unlimited, I probably would. Anyway, reading 6 of Crows, and I am on page 7. So I figured I could sit down today and kind of get a bigger chunk of it read. I'm pretty tired today, I'm pretty mellow, so I don't really have like super crazy energy today, so I hope it's still interesting though to watch, and I'm still excited. And again, it's like beautiful weather, and I feel like this is the perfect weather to read, to just like sit and bask. And this also reminds me, like, this is actually, look at me having energy now, but this also reminds me and gets me excited for like real fall, because sometimes like when the summer goes on for really long, like literally it's almost October and it's just now getting cold, I have grown to wait on fall for a long time, and like I have trained my patience so much so that like when it's October, I'm still not even used to the sun rising later in the day. Absolutely cannot wait for it to be cold outside all the time. I love fall and winter, like those are my 2 favorite seasons of all time. This is my first year doing this, so I can't wait to actually like do this with the cold season with you guys for the first time. This could be really exciting, and I don't know even what I'm gonna film, and I don't know like what we're gonna be doing, but it's gonna be really exciting and I'm really happy. And with that being said, it's cold enough outside right now to actually sit and read. I also forgot to mention that today is the 10th anniversary that 6 of Crows released, which is wild. I started reading it and my sister came up, she was like, you do realize like how crazy this is. And I was like, what? She goes, today is the 10th anniversary of this book being released, which is wild that like out of all eras, out of all times, like the fact that I wanted to start Shadow and Bone before this and I end up reading this on the anniversary just feels like it's meant to be. It literally is meant to be. So Leigh Bardugo, here I come with a fun read. This is crazy. I'm totally going to post this on my story because how am I not going to on like the most cool day to read a book? Hey guys, so it is October 1st. It's October 1st. I cannot believe that right now. It's 11:45. I am loving Six of Crows. I don't know if I filmed it or not, but I took a picture of the most iconic thing that has entered the chat so far, and that is no mourners, no funerals. I cannot believe, like, I don't know why, but I just am so happy that I'm reading this for the first time. And the fact that it's even getting colder now, this is the best October 1st I've had in a, I don't know, a couple years, I guess, because recently, like the last couple of years, October has been still very like warm. And so this October is already cold. And I'm like, I don't even know how to explain how happy my soul is right now. Like, I don't have much to do today besides reading, and I need to do a grocery shop, but that's gonna be like in the evening, so I literally have nothing to do. Like, also, like, if you're wiggling, I'm sorry, you are literally balancing on a vintage chalice, so like a brass chalice right now. But anyway, so I have a very ambitious plan to finish all of these different series, like iconic series this year, which I think for my own sanity, like, I'm not gonna put that cap on myself anymore where I'm like, I have to finish 7 of these different iconic series this year or I'm not like a reader. So I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm just gonna let myself read as I normally do. I'm so excited to get through all these different series, right? I'm so excited to get through all these books, but that doesn't mean that I should be like literally stressed when I'm reading. And I don't know why I put that like standard on myself in the first place anyway. I guess like also when you just get excited, you're like, ooh, I have 10 different series that I want to read and not all of these fit in January, February in my mind. So I'm like, oh, might as well finish them this year so I can like focus on new series next year. But I don't think that's in the cards for me anymore. Like, I'm fine with that. I have learned to be okay with that. So Six of Crows, I've been loving it, and I feel like they throw you right into the story and they throw you right into how like the dynamics are. I love how like there wasn't, I guess like I don't know, I don't want to say I love that there was no world building because there obviously is, but I love how it's not like the traditional way of like, this is the city of this and the kingdom of here and this person does this for a living. It's literally like, here you go, they're on a heist and that's the first thing you get. You're in there, you're already, literally last night I started reading just so that I can hit my reading goal, and I like was reading, I was like, okay, I need to go to sleep, and I could not put my Kindle down because of how exciting the book is. That's a really good sign for the book, and I'm really excited again, like the fact that this is my first time watching it. I'm really excited that this is my canon moment of reading this book, and I'm like watching it happen before my eyes. It's just amazing. I love it. It's so, and another thing that's like really interesting is the more books I've read for the like last half of this year, I have noticed that like it feels like I'm watching movies. Like it genuinely feels like I've watched it in a movie, and every time I talk about it, I'm like, oh, I loved this movie, or I'm like, oh, I loved watching Shadow and Bone, even though like obviously I watched the show of the first like book, but like after that I was like, I loved watching the second book. So random. Anyway, so I think I'm just gonna go and read Six of Crows until I have to go to her appointment, and then I'm gonna hit up Barnes & Noble, go to the store, to the grocery store, and cook up some dinner. Sounds like a pretty good plan.
Good.
Cutie cutie. Out of 10, what's your rating?
Bardugo and I. It's really good.
Wow.
Really, really good. I love tea.
I love that. Why does this feel so sterile? I don't know. Anyway, hey guys. This is my update on 6 of Crows. As of yesterday, I landed on page 248. I just about halfway. Well, just about over halfway already. And I hate Kaz. I do not like Kaz. I think he is so overrated. I think everything that he's doing and saying, the age is just really like doing it for me right now, but I know it's just because it's written back in the time that it was normal for 16-year-olds to conquer the world. I mean, like, which is really sweet that that was a thing back then, where it was like, we're 16 and we are all powerful and this and that and that. Like, we perform heists and we are outsmarting these 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds and like mafia members that have been in this for so long, you know? However, it's just not working right now, and I'm doing my best to not, like, every time it's like, but she's just a 16-year-old girl. I'm like, no, she's not. She's like 20. She's like 21, 22, you know? But that's not even what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the fact that I hate his character. I think that he is completely overrated. I think everybody knows that he and Inej will get together because of the tension that is growing between them and the tension that we have anyway, like already between them. It's very clearly, like, it's obvious, so I know it's not a spoiler. For me, it's Nina and Matthias's show, okay? This is not about Inej and Kaz, okay? This is about Nina and Matthias. I love their story. I love where we're going. I love the true enemies to lovers. I feel like a lot of the times I read fantasy where the enemies to lovers trope is some kind of random prejudice against the other, and it's like not a true enemy. Instead, here we have like so much backstory and like real enemy stuff going on. I feel like Inej has obviously been pining for Kaz for a long time, and there's like a bunch of monologues of her going on about like, oh, why would I even think he cares about me and all this stuff, but then it's like on to his personality, and he's just mean. Like, he's actually mean, and I do not like when the whole mysterious, he just doesn't know how else to say things, and he just has no other way to do things. Like, he just doesn't know any better. Excuses just being an absolute brat and actually like mean to the person that you love or that you want to be with. I don't like it. I do not like it. I hate it just as much as like the miscommunication trope. I don't like that. I don't know. I told my sister this. I told her that I don't like Kaz, overrated character, all of this stuff, and she said you're supposed to feel this way, which I knew coming into this, that it's supposed to be feeling like we don't like him. But I don't think I'm gonna get out of it, guys. I know one of the biggest reasons why he has his gloves on. I'll just say that. You know, I know why he has his gloves on. I remember it from the show, and I remember like growing up hearing my sister talk about it. So yeah, I love right now we've got a lot of callbacks to the characters in Shadow and Bone. So again, if you're reading, if you haven't read the series and stuff, please read it in order, because it feels like cooler knowing the names that they're talking about. And there's a few spoilers. So right now they're talking about Nikolai Lantsov, I think, and they're talking about him. They're talking about Alina Starkov. They're talking about, I don't remember, but I know that like Alina and Mal shouldn't really be brought up in Shadow and Bone. Again, I'm trying to keep this pretty vague for people that haven't like read it, but they shouldn't necessarily be brought up now because of something that they chose to do in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. But it's still cool to see everybody talking about Nikolai and like know his whole story and know everything. Earlier in the vlog, I was talking about like the person that I couldn't remember who I feel like will die off, and his name is Wylan. I actually have come to like his character. He and Jesper are kind of like, I don't know, something's happening, and I don't know if it's what I think it is. But yeah, also something's happening with Nina right now that I'm suspicious of. There's a lot of pining. There's a lot of, you're not lying, but you're not telling the whole truth in this book. And I'm living for that. I love it. It's so exciting. I literally could not put this down on the plane. Yeah, I'm excited. I really, really, really want to finish it. I feel like I've been reading this for way too long. And at this point, I've learned to let go of all the time that has passed. Because I'm like, I could have finished 2 other series by now if I was on my normal, like, track record, I guess. But it's okay. We're accepting it. I guess I'll just sit here and read for a little while until I get a call from my boyfriend to go hang out. Okay?
How's your flight?
It was good.
Scary?
Aww. You look smart.
Smart?
Yeah, you look quite smart. Second half was
Brimble Whiskers.
Brimble Whiskey. I'm on part 4, the trick to falling. Wait. That literally did nothing. Whatever. Guys, I'm afraid that the worst thing that I feared would happen happened. And I don't know what to do. I'm in a book slump and it is so bad. I don't have any motivation to read. I don't even have an inclination. Like, I don't want to pick up a thriller to help me get out of this book slump. I don't even want to pick up a book that I've already read. I don't want to pick up the book that I'm reading currently, which is 6 of Crows. Okay, so my days are kind of off, but in October I read Lost and Lassoed and Wild and Wrangled. I am officially going back on what I have originally agreed on for this book, and I'm going to audiobook it. Wow. So literally where I stopped reading on my Kindle, it just updated straight into the book, so I don't even have to go and look in. Even better. That's even better. I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Here we go, guys. Now I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I just wanted to come on and update where I'm at for 6 of Crows, and I am listening to it like I said I would be, and I love it entirely. Like, I'm so glad I made the choice to listen to it. It's going by so much quicker. Even with the audiobook though, it's just taking me a minute, but I still love the book. It's amazing. There was a plot twist on a plot twist that happened, so that was really cool. It really got me. Obviously, we are given this point of view that exposes 2 characters' plan, on the side of the actual, heist that is going on. So the entire time you're like, wow, these 2 characters are gonna do this at some point. And when we get to, the point that they would do it, something happens, and then a different plot twist happens, with those characters, and then another plot twist on top of that. So I was that whole time I was literally like, what is happening? This is really interesting and really where is this going? So yeah, and now we're towards the end of the book. We're on chapter 45 and it is Jesper's POV. We're about to finish the book. I know that we're about to finish the book, and I'm kind of considering listening to Crooked Kingdom as well. Okay guys, so I feel like this right here kind of just goes to show how much time passed from the beginning of making this video and now, but I finished 6 of Crows and I absolutely love it. I gave it, I'm thinking about it right now. I think I'm gonna give it when I think about giving it a 4-star, I'm like, okay, of course it's gonna be a 4-star. It just feels natural to give it a 4. But at the same time, the amount of time that it took me to read it, I did not want that to at all affect my rating on this book. So I'm just trying to think about it in the actual book form and just completely in the story. Yeah, okay, so my mind is definitely gravitating towards a 3.7, which I feel bad. Okay, actually I watch a lot of Destiny Sidwell's videos, and she talks about this a lot, where when she gives a really popular book a lower rating, a rating that's lower than 4 stars, it feels bad and you almost don't want to say it, because everyone immediately just assumes that you hate the book and that you don't like the author and that you just aren't gonna that you just don't like the book. But a 3.7 is pretty high still, and it's that's still a good book. I'm not only recommending this book, but I'm literally advocating for you to read this book still. I loved it, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It just wasn't a 4-star and it just wasn't a 5. So I'm getting that feeling now where it's I don't know, I obviously really liked the book and I'm not at all regretting it. I'm not in a book slump because of it, and you know what I mean? Yeah, I really like it. I actually have Crooked Kingdom right here with me. Okay, This is Crooked Kingdom. Finally going to start reading. Well, okay, I already actually started listening to it and I like it a lot as well. We're continuing the book. We're continuing the series. There's not much to really, you know, rack our brains about. Yeah. When you can't beat the odds, change the game. Guys, I'm loving the setting is really cool. I'm already like, okay, so I am at the point like where you kind of get to the point of reading a book where you're thinking, wow, I'm going to miss this book so much when I'm done with it. I'm going to miss this world when I'm done with it. I'm getting way too attached already to these characters, and I'm just like, I can kind of see, like, I feel like a really good book happen unless a lot of death happens. That's really weird the way I said that, but like, I feel like a really good book can't happen without the bad parts, right? Because that's kind of how everything works. It's like we wouldn't really be appreciating all of the good and everything that's come out into the light if there wasn't that darkness that we had to go through. So I feel like we're gonna get something really, really sad, and I'm not ready for it. I am not ready for the sadness. I think it's really impressive what Leigh Bardugo is doing, or like what she has done with this series. Is like, you made a series that has lasted so long, and you've made something timeless and something iconic, which I feel like you just never know when you're writing the book that you read, like this will become something iconic, and this will become something reread and read over and over again and recommended and advocated for, and just so much has come through these like books and the series and stuff. So without anything else to say, I'm just gonna go and continue listening to this. So I will update you guys when I have anything else to say. You guys, it's getting real here. It's getting real in the Crooked Kingdom world right now. I'm loving all of the POVs that's happening right now. It's like it's going down right now, and I'm very like curious as to where the book is going, because like I genuinely don't know where else the story could go. Because the first book, I really like the way that Leigh Bardugo has been doing this. Like I saw it in Shadow and Bone, and now I'm seeing it with Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Is like the first book, like the whole series is not about one big journey. It's like every book has its own journey, if that makes sense, and like one I guess main point or like main destination for each book. But same goes for this series too. Is like the first book, there was a really big journey that we went on, and now like there was a really good plot twist at the end, and now we're on the second journey, I guess. And I'm like, how is she gonna wrap up so much in this one book? Because there are so many loose ends, and there are so many things that I'm like, okay, obviously we have two people that are bound to be together. I'm suspecting two other people that are bound to be together. So I'm just kind of like, how is this all gonna go down? How is this all gonna like feel complete? Because right now it just feels like everything is in shambles. Right now it feels like everything is just in ruin and chaos. So I have no idea how she's gonna do it, but I'm not really stressing about it, because I know that she's a really good author. So I'm really happy with where this is going. Good morning, guys. Today is a Monday, and I took a pause on listening to it for a little bit because I knew that I couldn't get my camera out like right that moment. So I'm like determined to make sure I'm actually filming, you know, when I'm listening to it, or if I decide to pick it up and read it. The next day, okay? We can't change anything. I was gonna have to listen till midnight in order to catch up with that goal of finishing Crooked Kingdom yesterday. So today is the 25th of November, and I'm going to listen to it right now. I am on, let's check. I'm on chapter 17 right now, and I have supposedly 4 hours left to read this book. I'm going to finish the book today. Okay, so I'll catch you guys later. Did I finish Crooked Kingdom yesterday? No, I did not. I don't know why it's just taking me a while to listen to the book. I'm not even like necessarily bored or anything like that. Actually, I did want to quickly talk about how I have been loving the found family in this book. I love where we're going. I could feel the tension rising. I can feel so much happening. Also, please don't mind my hair. It's messy right now because I have errands to run today. Okay. We are in chapter 26 right now, and we're in Kaz's perspective, and there's a lot going on, and I am loving it. Like, there's never a dull moment in this series. There's never a moment where you're like, okay, this is kind of getting boring, or like there's no plot twist. Like, there are plot twists on plot twists on plot twists, and it's interesting because a lot of the people that I thought would turn on them did not. And then there's one person that I'm a little bit suspicious of. I'm like, okay, this person has been really quiet throughout the entire series, and I wonder what's gonna happen there. My battery's flashing, so I'm gonna keep talking really quickly. But anyway, yeah, so I'm like, there's one person that's been kind of quiet throughout the entire series, and I'm kind of like, is this gonna go somewhere? Are you gonna do something? What's gonna happen there? I'm liking the yearning happening with the two characters that I think everybody knows who I'm talking about, whether or not you read the series. And there's like, I'm getting a little bit less, like, I don't hate Kaz as much now. I think they, like, two people have started to open up to each other in a way that nobody else sees, and I'm actually really liking it. And there's a lot of like where the friends kind of glance at each other because they know that something's going on, but they don't know exactly what. And like the main other character that one person is yearning for, you can kind of see that like they're kind of like realizing like, oh wait, this person actually really likes me, or like this person really cares about me, but like how do they care about me, and like to what extent? So yeah, but either way, this is going great. I love it. I have supposedly 3 hours left of listening to it, and hopefully I will finish that today. I'm really excited. Yeah, nothing crazy going on. I do kind of want to get into the physical copy today, just like for some, I don't know, like I just want to like have some quality time with my book. But anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. It's Thanksgiving morning, and I really want to finish this book, so I have an hour or so left, and I'm going to make a coffee. I'm going to have some time for myself before the day starts, before we have to get everything done, and I'm going to have, you know, I'm going to finish this book. Okay, I don't know how I didn't finish it yesterday, but we're not going to ask questions about that. Okay, we're just going to move on. But really crazy plot twist. Somebody that I thought was going to betray them didn't betray them, and then somebody else did, but turns out, yeah, it was a whole thing. I was like, oh my gosh, turns out this person actually isn't the one that's betraying them. It was kind of crazy. Happy Black Friday. And you know what, I was actually telling my sister yesterday, we went on a walk before Thanksgiving dinner, and I was telling her about the book right now, and let's just say something really tragic and sad happened in the book, and she thought that I would cry, but I didn't really cry. Like, I got misty-eyed, and like when it was happening, like my jaw dropped, and I was like, ah. And I was like, I need to go find my camera, but my camera was dead and my batteries did not charge correctly. So why does this literally feel so zoomed in? It was I was telling my sister on our Thanksgiving walk, and I was like, yeah, like this is okay. Actually, you know what, spoilers, I'm gonna put the timestamp of when the spoilers end, but if you have not read the book, you could skip to this part. I usually put in like at least 5 seconds of like grace time or whatever, like, yeah. Anyway, so when Matthias died, I can't even say that. I can't even believe that I'm saying that right now. When he died, my jaw dropped. I was literally like, okay, that's kind of crazy. Like, I'm like, surely she's gonna bring him back. Like, surely he's gonna come back alive, because there's no way that this like character that is like one of the like pillars of the group is gonna die. Like, there's no, I'm like, okay, maybe Jesper, that would be really sad. Maybe Wyland, maybe Kaol, oh my god. I thought maybe them. I'm like, obviously Kaz and Inej can't die because they are like the 2 main characters. But I'm like thinking like, okay, like Jesper too, like he, I don't know, I was just like, definitely not Nina. And I'm thinking like, last person I thought, well, I mean, it's not the last person, but like it's like the, you know, 3rd to last person I thought that would ever die is Matthias. And so it started happening, whatever, and I was like, my jaw was on the floor, and I was extremely sad. I did get misty-eyed because Nina, and then when I was telling my sister this, I started like tearing up and almost started crying, because I'm like, okay, yeah, turns out I actually did feel a lot for this character, but I'm gonna quickly backtrack to when Wylan fake confessed everything to his dad. So he and Kaz and all of them kind of staged a fake confession, and like he gave his friends up, quote unquote, to Jan Vanek when he captured him and he was like torturing him. And in Wylan's own like stream of consciousness, he was saying how he wants to be like quick-witted like Nina, he needs to be stealthy like Inej, he needs to be strong like Matthias, and like tough like Kaz, you know. And then like in his own dialogue he's like thinking this to himself, and then like he thinks to himself like, but I am not Nina, I am not Inej, I am not Matthias or Kaz. And then he told them everything, and I was like, okay, that hit me. That was like one of those like quotes where I was like, wow, like that's wow, like that literally, that just hit really deep, where he just kind of was like, okay, no, I give up. And I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy that he said that. When the chapter ended as he said, and I told them everything, or like he told them everything, it ended like that, and then it went on to the next chapter. And for some reason when that happens, I always feel a little bit like the person's not dead until you see the body buried and burned. So I'm like, even then sometimes there's like, you know, like, oh, we faked the body and all this stuff. So I'm like, he didn't betray them until he betrayed them. You know what I'm saying? He did that, whatever, the whole reveal got revealed, and the whole plan got revealed, that it was like a setup and everything. So that was cool. But yeah, so like that plot twist, and then Matthias dying, I was like, okay, well, there's surely like there's something gonna happen that we're gonna get Matthias back. I don't know. And then when Nina tried, like, she technically brought him back from the dead for that minute, but he himself was gone. And then she was like, say my name, and he was like dead, but like it's this corpse, and then the corpse is just saying like Nina, Nina. And then Inej is like, that's not him, honey, that is not him anymore, not here, you know, like that's, if you need to let him go because that's not him, you know. And then she just like wailed, and like, oh my gosh, this is actually what gets me kind of teary. And she like, they never got to say I love you to each other, I don't think, at least, because I think he was trying to say it, and she was like, don't say that, stop it, like you're gonna be fine, no need for the goodbye, I love you, you know. But yeah, and spoilers can end here now, but when something tragic like that happens in a book, where it's like these two people that, I mean, like, it's just like, it's so unfair because everybody's paired up in the book. And so when anybody of a pair, like something happens to them like that, and then the person is like wailing and just like not okay, like my soul, you know, and my heart just kind of breaks a little bit. But yeah, so with all that being said, I wanted to kind of film myself reading or like listening to the last bit of the book, because we still have like 3 loose ends to tie. So I'm going to listen to it. Go ahead and so I am probably gonna give it like I think I'm gonna give it a 3.8. 3.8 stars, because it's not quite 4 for me. The way that it ended is kind of making me change my rating, because I wanted it to be a 4-star, and then the way it ended was kind of like there were some things that a character never ended up telling somebody something, and like they never actually talked about it, or like the like last bit of what we wanted just kind of never happened. And like there was no like confession, but not like, I don't need a love confession, I need like a, hey, this is why I'm the way I am. And it's like that actual opening up, you know, being like deep again, which I do understand like why one of the characters like naturally like didn't, and I understand why there is depth in what they did do at the very end, which is like really beautiful. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. But yeah, like I would have almost wanted just a little bit more, like, because again, it's just kind of like letting everything that happened slide, and like all of the these two people, this one person has been asking this person to, you know, just be honest and tell them what happened about, you know, in their life and all that stuff. And by the end of the book, like, we don't know if they told them or not, and it just kind of felt weird, where it just kind of felt like unfinished, which I know that that might be how we're supposed to feel, but it still is like absolutely beautiful. I love like that slow burn, I love that slow redemption, so I think that is still really beautiful and awesome. Personally, I honestly will probably give it like a 3.8, maybe 3.9. Yeah, just because I wanted just a little bit more. Hey guys, I am sick again. I got sick like the last 4 days of November, and it is December 1st right now, and I am just finishing up my video for reading 6 of Crows for the first time. I'm giving it a 3.75 just because 4 feels like I'm just only giving it a 4 because it's so iconic, and I feel like if I was to give it a 4-star, it would literally just be because, like, how could I not give it a 4-star? But like, I don't want to give it a 4-star rating just because of my like idea or fear of like people being upset that I gave it a 3.75. So by the end of the book, everybody has like their past, and almost every single one doesn't talk about it. Like, they don't end up actually, like, I don't even know how to like describe it. It's like concluding it. Like, they don't conclude their story. They don't talk about like what happened in their life. They don't actually like end up telling each other. So like, they're supposed to be this very like tight-knit group by the end of the book, but they don't like know each other's pasts fully, and they haven't all opened up to each other fully. So it feels like it's still like, okay, like you're opening up slowly, but you haven't opened up fully. So my thing was like, why not just open up fully by the end of the book and just like tell everybody what happened so that everybody can understand you better? And like, I still feel like there's one character that I'm like, okay, there's no reason for you to be mean still. That's my little rating and review. But yeah, either way, reading this series was really, really fun. It was really iconic. I absolutely loved it. I'm glad that I switched to audiobook for 6 of Crows because I don't know why, I just could not get through it. Yeah, I loved like the idea of everything. It is weird because I feel like when I think back to 6 of Crows, it does not feel like the same world of Shadow and Bone. Even though it is like 2 years later, like it still does not feel like the same world, even though we do get like the OGs from Shadow and Bone. Which, another thing, if you have not read the Shadow and Bone trilogy and 6 Crows, please read Shadow and Bone first, because I will always stand by reading like the actual chronological, like the first books in the entire series first. Like, so with like Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, I read Kiss of Deception, then Dance of Thieves. That one, amazing, just chef's kiss. I would never change anything about the books. 5-star series for both of them. And then Shadow and Bone, here we go. Shadow and Bone, things happen, people, whatever, war and everything, civil war happens. But it's strange because, I mean, it's awesome because in Shadow and Bone we get like a whole war, there's a whole thing, there's a whole battle, right? Because that's classic fantasy. And then in 6 of Crows they mention that as like the civil war that happened, and people are like, wow, like this happened to them. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this was normal for us. Like, we were just trying to survive, you know? Like, we were just out here doing our thing. But now it's like known as like the Civil War, you know, like the martyrs of the Civil War and all these things. And I'm like, that is so cool that I was like reading it and I was like a part of it. Like, you feel like you're a part of this, like, you know, in the present day that everything is happening. And then like years later it's mentioned again and you're like, dang, like we went through that. And I will always stand by that. Reading the series in order chronologically, at least, like, you know what I mean, like reading the first series that takes place in the same universe. If you guys did stay this far into the video, thank you so much. It's literally December now, so I'm going to be going into the like holiday festivities and the holiday videos and stuff from now on, so I'm very excited. And I have some videos coming out soon that are very fun. And yeah, so thanks for watching, you guys, and I have to go read. Bye.